Let me introduce the Brotherhood to Scar. Scar is a cat that I'm taking care of for a little bit. He is my friend's cat. He's not my cat. I don't own him. He's a tabby cat, and his name is Scar. So he just popped up today, so I thought I'd introduce you to him. So today's video is just gonna be more chill and authentic than most of my other videos. Well, most of my other videos are authentic, bro. But today's gonna be more chill than most videos. Number one, because for the first time almost ever, I went to the gym before I made the video, which kind of depleted my energy, right? And I also had the big meal and everything, and I had the shower, and I'm just kind of in the relaxing state right now. And the second reason is because of the nature of the video itself, talking about how to be happy in the darkest times. And this video really hits home for me, this topic, this message that I'm about to portray. Let me know how you like the chill vibes, the kind of, not cold, but not very heated vibes as normal. It's just me speaking to you. Let me know how you like that in the comments below. Let me know if you even care whether this one's nicer than the other, or you just like all the videos in general. Just let me know your thoughts. I'm gonna tell you a story that means a lot to me, and it kind of made me the man who I am today. But I rarely ever tell this story, whether in person or on the channel, just because the danger of speaking this story, it just brings me into a fight or flight state. It's a very traumatic state. So let me just start the story with me saying it was around 2022, 2023, right? And I'm in university. And I'm basically just king of uni, bro. When I say king, I don't want to say king as in, I don't want to be cringe and everything, but you understand how young, immature kids think. The guy with the most girls and the guy with the most muscle, and obviously I didn't have the most muscle, but I had a lot of muscle and I had a lot of women and a lot of friends. And I kind of built my life towards getting that in university. I was a loner when I was young, bro. I had no muscle. Look at my physique. I had no women. Look at how I looked like and smelled like and acted like. And I had really shitty friends that would backstab me and betray me. And this obviously would lead down a hole of, trauma and just like me feeling inadequate. I really felt inadequate, and this manifested in me later down the line trying unbelievably hard to get whatever I needed. And at the time it was just feelings of affection and acceptance by women and acceptance by guys and like friend groups and stuff. And I left my hometown, which was in like the outskirts of Dubai. I left my hometown and I traveled all the way to Canada, and I came here and I went to university here for 1 year. Let me quickly explain how the meteoric rise, the astronomical rise, turned into an astronomical plummet into the depths, into literally one of the worst periods of my life. So I set myself up, talking to setting up group chats. I literally was hosting parties from a continent away, bro. I remember this. I'd hop into like the group chats of my university, and I'd say, "Yeah, guys, move-in day. We're all partying at my room. You're bringing the drinks. You're bringing this. You're bringing this." And keep in mind, I never drank in my life before this moment, so I was primed, literally primed to making the decisions. I was like the guy who hosts, who just gives advice and shit in general. I even had people like DMing me, and you can kind of tell like these were the loners, the people who were like me basically. They were DMing me saying, "Yo bro, it seems like you're really confident in the group chat. Can you teach me how to get girls?" I promise you I got those DMs. Came to uni, move-in day, everything. It was like a rise of complete degeneracy though. It was a rise of degeneracy, taking drugs, drinking, meeting women, just sleeping around everywhere, ultimate red pill shit, going to parties. This was the life that I had dreamed of when I was younger, that I thought would be very nice and fulfilling. Spoiler alert, it was not. So I'm sleeping around with all these women, I'm having sex for the first time, crazy shit, and I'm not proud of it. Drinking, taking all these drugs, smoking, and I was in engineering at the time, barely passing my shit because of me just playing around. I genuinely don't even know how I passed first semester of first year. I really don't. It was a mix of like, I don't even know, man, but somehow I made it through the first semester. And between the first semester and second semester, there's a winter break. And throughout this winter break, I'm alone. I'm living in the university dorms, and I'm completely alone. I'm alone because everybody left to go to their home in Canada, but I just flew over from Dubai. So my home's all the way back there. I'm not really gonna go all the way back there for like 2-3 weeks. So I stayed in the dorm, and I literally just thought and thought and thought and thought. And the overthinking and the ghosts of my past and the ghosts in my mind just kept on stalking and haunting me, telling me, "What the fuck are you doing? You are completely unfulfilled. You've just wasted an entire like semester. You've wasted your life. But then I also had another ghost telling me this is what you've wanted for so long and you've scratched the itch. Now is the time for something more, for something better. I listened to this ghost. I was very unfulfilled. I had everything I needed though, except one thing. I had the woman, I had the friends, I had the experiences, I had the fun, I had whatever I needed except one thing. One thing that was haunting me. It was my financial state. And with that, I started this business and I started growing it. And the first videos were just simple self improvement videos. Down the line, they started degrading into more degenerate videos where the titles were extremely degenerate and like I was talking about, sleeping with women, and the thumbnails were like me with women that I had like slept with and everything. Eventually, the channel started blowing up. Never told anyone, by the way. Never told anyone that I was creating this business on this channel. Eventually, the channel started blowing up because I started following Project 10K principles. The channel started blowing up, and people started following and following and following. Eventually, people in my university found out, and I went from me being like the king of uni to being hated by everybody, to having like authorities called on me, to having people calling me like I don't even know if I can say it, bro, like people calling me a rapist, bro, people calling me an abuser, people calling me like a misogynist. Like my reputation basically turned into the dumps, and I lost everything. I lost all the friends, which I thought were friends. Actually, they weren't really. They all just backstabbed the fuck out of me. Because if I had a friend who did this, I'd speak to him. I wouldn't just immediately go to the other side because I'm scared of being on his side. Never were friends. I lost all my friends. There was a woman I was seeing at the time who we both had like strong feelings for each other. Lost her. I lost a lot of things, and I had to deal with all the stress on my own. Imagine one night you just hear knocking on your door and there's like fucking 50 people outside waiting to beat the shit out of you. It's like 25 guys and 25 girls. 25 of the girls were like girls on the videos, and like the other 25 is like the current boyfriends of them who wanna like beat me up and shit. And like authorities there, and like I got reported and everything, and I got moved to like a jail cell in the corner of the university. Like it was a horrible situation, and it really traumatized the fuck out of me, right? And I got death threats, bro. I got death threats. Now that I think of it, bro, it really wasn't that deep, requiring death threats. Like all I made was a couple of videos. The point is, my mind at the time was just completely defeated. I was completely defeated. I was in the worst, or one of the worst periods of my life. I truly felt like a target, like I was wanted. You know in GTA where you have like 5 stars and you go out, you just get sniped by cops? You know what? You enter the military base. You enter the military base in GTA 5 and you just immediately have 4 stars. I felt like if I left my jail cell, that's what it was. And I had a target on my head and I was wanted. And that's where I lived, man. That's where I lived, in a little cell. It's not really a cell. It's more of like a room, like a tiny room. Like there's no bars and everything. It was just a horrible place, right? There was no heating in that room, and it was winter in Canada. So some of you may know what that feels like. You cannot sleep. I could not eat. It was Ramadan at the time, which even further fucked my stress up. Some days I didn't eat for 3 days in a row. And when I speak this story, it kind of seems like it's not really that stressful. But you must understand that living a situation and telling it are completely different things. The worst pain of your life you may have experienced, you may not be able to put into words, but the pain is there. And let me tell you, I have been through a lot of things in my life, and this was a significant downfall. This was like a horrible place. I had to wipe the channel. Authorities told me to wipe the channel. I was like being threatened to get kicked out of uni. Keep in mind, none of my parents know, none of my family know, nobody knew at the time. I was just hiding this and keeping it all to myself. And it just kept on taking a toll on me. And I remember some nights I would sneak out of the cell, go out into a field, like a field of grass. I'd try and call anybody, but nobody would respond to me. And I'd beg for forgiveness, which is something I never should have done, from the people that I thought wanted to fucking end me and shit. From the people I wronged. I'd go out into that field and I'd just start crying, bro. Because I thought there was literally nowhere for me to go in life. Because I knew it was inevitable that I'd probably get kicked out of uni. I knew I had to eventually tell my family. So what am I going to tell them? I come from a conservative Muslim family. What am I going to tell them? Hey, your son's been whoring around for 6 months. He's not the son you thought he was. He's a complete, he's not who you think he is. What am I gonna do? Like the Muslims and conservative guys are gonna understand and relate with me. What am I gonna do? I'm stuck here. Really, nothing for me to do. I can't make money. I'm like banned from university premises. I'm just stuck in a position where everybody hates me. My reputation is fucked. The story has just spread everywhere that I'm the evil abuser, misogynist, like whatever. And by the way, when somebody wants you down, when somebody wants to bring you down, they're gonna lie and lie and lie just to like make the case worse. For example, the way to tell a good lie is to mix it in with some truth. Now, the proof was in the pudding where I made those videos where I shouldn't have with the thumbnails and I never asked for permission, right? That was proven. That's truth. I wronged there. But when some women lie and say things that I never did and mix it with the truth, it sounds like the whole thing is the truth. So some women said that I was like literally abusing them. Never laid a hand on a woman ever, obviously. Like, my character, bro. So obviously they mixed that lie and that truth, and it just sounded like a truth, which further fucked me up. And it just sent me down a spiraling down. Like, the depths were so bad, bro, that I can't even put it into words. And usually I'm very good with words. So why did I tell you this story in the first place, right? Why did I even put you down this story? And the reason for that was to reveal and explain to you that there was one thing that kept me sane throughout this whole period. Yes, I was losing my mind slowly, but there was one thing that kept me like in one place. There was one thing that kept me together. And this is a Stoic philosophy that I learned throughout this period. This Stoic philosophy is easier explained by telling you some analogies. To strengthen your muscles, what must you do? You must go to the gym and you must damage them, you must completely destroy them. Right? To grow muscles and strengthen them, you must tear them apart by doing the bicep curl, by doing the bench press. You destroy them and then you grow them. To strengthen your courage, what must you do? Well, you must do the exact thing you fear. When you want to go bungee jumping and you look down and it's scary, you've got to jump. If you ever want to jump again and continue doing it, you've got to jump. The first time you jump is going to be the hardest. But that's where you damage the comfort zone and you just do it. And you go and you jump and then you realize, oh wait, it's fine. Same thing with skiing. Same thing with say, cold approaching a girl. The first 10, 100 times you cold approach a girl, you're still, like, you will be nervous. And then eventually it's like, oh yeah, that's a girl. Let me just speak to her. To strengthen your courage in whatever realm, you must damage your comfort zone. This is like, it's very obvious. To strengthen discipline, we must damage our comfort zone. Because when you don't want to wake up at 5 a.m., but then you do it anyway, you just damaged your comfort zone. Eventually, it just becomes easier. To strengthen our brain and our knowledge, what must we do? We must read. And sometimes reading it's annoying. You kind of want to scroll on TikTok. You kind of want to do whatever. You must read, you must research, you must learn. You must go through mentorship. That kind of damages your brain because the brain wants the easy way out. The brain wants to be lazy. But you just strengthened something. You strengthened your brain and your knowledge by damaging what? By damaging your comfort and your brain, because your brain just wants to be lazy, by damaging the laziness. So to grow something, there must always be some damages. To grow your bank account, to grow your finances, you must risk money. That is the way to make money. Not by saving your coffee shop. That's not how you make money, bro. It's not how you make money. You make money by, investing in some kind of course or buying a trading account and, multiplying it. Whatever it is, you must risk it, or investing it into some stocks. Whatever it is, to grow your money, you must invest and lose some of it at first. You must damage your bank account. To grow your bank account, you must damage it at first. Because when you spend the capital to build that business, you're kind of damaging your bank account. You're buying the stock to dropship whatever the fuck. Or you're buying the stock of the book. Whatever it is, you must buy something to make something. There's always some form of risk. Right? Okay. So now that you and I agree that whatever must grow must be damaged, let's think for a second there. What must grow must be damaged. If you want something to grow, something must be damaged. With this being said, we grow. Us. everything about us, grows exponentially in the darkest time, right? We grow our resilience and our strength in the darkest times. We grow exponentially in the darkest times. So answer me this. Why do we fear the dark times then? Knowing what we know now, that growth and resilience and strength and endurance come from these dark times, why do people still try and avoid them? And I think I've figured out the answer to this. The reason people are scared of dark times, even though they know it's good for them, comes down to two reasons. And the first is not knowing that these dark times are good for them. When you go to the gym, or when somebody who goes to the gym for the first time and he lifts a dumbbell and he curls it and it hurts, what does he do? He puts it down because it hurts and he doesn't like hurt. But a seasoned veteran who wants to grow and literally like hypertrophy his biceps or hypertrophy his quads or his chest, when he feels that hurt, that burn, what is he gonna do? He's gonna keep curling and lifting until it hurts more and more and more, until the muscle itself physically cannot move. It's not the pain that will cause him to stop. It's not the discomfort. It's the complete failure of the muscle. He knows the hurt is a good sign, right? Because he knows his muscle grows. That's person B. Person A never knew. Person A just felt pain, let me stop. Even though they kind of both want the same goal. You ask anybody, any guy, you want bigger biceps, all of them are gonna say, yeah, bro. Don't we all want bigger biceps? But this guy had no knowledge that failure through pain will cause hypertrophy. So this lack of knowledge caused him to fear the dark times, which was the pain. But you now know that resilience and endurance causes you to grow, causes you to learn philosophies, to learn things, to adapt your mind, to just change the way you think about many things. It causes experiences and stories to tell. You know, when I had to shut down the channel, I literally restarted the same channel and I knew all of like the people that wanted me down were watching. I uploaded anyway. Think I was scared? Of course I was scared. I uploaded. And then slowly but surely I realized, okay, well, I have no fear. I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, genuinely, I have no fear. I just kept on uploading and it ended up working in my favor. Last summer, we grew this channel from like 400 subs to 40,000. And they watched it. They watched it happen live in front of them. How do you think they felt? I'm not going to comment on how they felt, but probably not good because they did not like me, right? And it's just these things that you learn throughout these dark times. These dark times grow you. So that's the first reason. They lack the knowledge that these dark times even grow you in the first place. But you know that dark times grow you. You know strong men create hard times create strong men. You already know this quote. So it's not a lack of knowledge that is causing you to fear these dark times. What is it then? The second reason someone may fear these dark times is a simple lack of mindfulness when these dark times come. What I mean by this is knowing that the dark times are good for them, but when the dark times do strike, instead of understanding and believing and remembering that, okay, this is a good thing, let me get through with it with a sane mind, even though my heart hurts and my soul hurts, let me get through with it with a sane mind because at the end my soul will have leveled up. I will have had experience increases, right? I would have leveled up in the video game of life when I experience and fight, this enemy, this obstacle. You kill the enemy, like in Minecraft, it drops XP. You take the XP and you level up. But you don't remember that when the times come. Instead, you're just scared. You're just scared because you are basking in the pain. You are basking in the pain of what is happening to you currently. You're just swimming in this pool of pain, which is what you are not supposed to be doing. What you're supposed to be doing is understand that you must jump in the pool of pain and swim and climb across the other side. Even though it is painful swimming inside this pool, you have a goal which is to climb out the other side. Do not bask and meditate on the fact that you are in pain. Do not meditate and be inside that fact, right? You aren't in pain. You just observe it. You observe it. I'm trying to explain this in a way without sounding too much of like a monk, right? But in a simple way, all you need to do is remember that it's good for you and be mindful about this fact. Be mindful about the fact that being in pain right now, that being in a state of dark time, that being in a state of despair, be mindful of the fact that it is good for you. Everybody you look up to has been through a significant period of his life where it's just been hell. Where it's just been hell. Give me one person that you look up to. One person. I've been through many periods of downfall and despair. Downfall and despair. And I will go through significantly worse. I'm calling it from now. Will my mind be strong enough and resilient enough to remember the Stoic philosophy? To remember the Stoic philosophy that I need this to grow? Likely. Likely. Because I've had the experiences and I've lived through it multiple times. Right? Will your mind be able to remember? After this video, yes, it will be able to remember because I'll give you an actionable step. So what you do is you remember, you literally remember that, like, not just, I'll tell you how to remember, but understand that you need to remember that these bad times are good for you. These bad times are good for you and they will grow you and they will lend you to that goal. They will throw you forward and propel you to that goal you want. Whatever it is, you want to get good at day trading, but it's feeling uncertain right now and you're lost. All the successful day traders went through that. There's not a single soul who is successful that got it easy. And if it was easy, it was not worth it whatsoever. Remember, anything that is worth it is not easy. Otherwise, it wouldn't be worth it. Right? You understand? Do you deep that? If it's easy, it's not worth it. Not worth it. Why is gold valuable? Because it's rare. It's rare. Why is fucking cotton not valuable? Why can you buy cotton anywhere? You don't look at cotton the same way you look at gold. Cotton is not rare. Cotton is easy to get. So you don't want it to be easy. You want it to be hard. Now the way to start remembering these things is to just simply live a more mindful state of life. There are two ways you can remember that the dark times are good for you, especially if you are in the dark times. Hang up a paper on the wall, whatever, like with a quote that resembles this. And there's a very specific quote that I always use, that I'll use and end this video with. You can hang that up on your walls. You can hang that up on your walls and use that as an anchor to remember that this is good for me. Every loss is a win, my end quote, whatever it is. You just hang it up on your walls and understand and remember. You will feel so much better, I promise you. Just hang up paper on your walls so that you remember. The second thing you should do is meditate more. Meditate more. I've made videos on meditation before. You can look into them. I'll probably make another full meditation guide down the line, but it's extremely important for you to meditate because you just catch yourself and you realize, oh fuck, I've been in a negative feedback loop for a while now. Let me fix that. And then you just zone back out. You just zone back out. Meditation is actually very overpowered in the modern day because it's completely opposite to what TikTok and these short form content, real bullshit, does to your brain. It's like the antidote to modern day corruption and addiction. I should speak more about meditation in another video, but just understand that meditation is really, really good for you in the modern day. Now, there's something else you can do, an addition, a supplement to these things. And once you have these three things in check, like the dark times, you might even kind of look forward to them. Like my next deep dark time, I know it's going to happen. It may be happening right now. It may happen in a month. It may happen in a year, whatever it is. When it happens, I know that is a period of growth. That is an opportunity of growth. You must get addicted to this one thing when you do it. Or it could be either of these two things. You must either get addicted to the gym or a combat sport. And you may already be addicted, but no, I want you to go all in. I want you to double your output in the gym or a combat sport. If you already go to the gym, try out a combat sport. If you already do a combat sport, try out going to the gym. Try out sculpting your physique. Either way, go all out in either one of these. If you already go to the gym, you can go all out more in the gym. Just make sure to apply significant effort into one of these. I did boxing when I was in this period of downfall that I explained to you earlier in the video. And it changed my life forever, man. It changed my life forever. And it makes you more mindful. Like, it just complements all of the things. You realize, yeah, every loss is a win because when you lose in fucking boxing sparring, you find out what you did wrong. And next time you spar, you're better. Every loss is a win. Every loss makes you better. Same thing with the gym. When you couldn't lift it, you'll just try more and more and more and more and more. You'll try a different exercise. Down the line, you'll try and lift the deadlift and it will work. You'll get stronger. Every loss is a win, right? So it understands, well, it drills this philosophy of every loss is a win into your mind. It drills mindfulness because when you're sparring and you're in the middle of a ring and another man wants to take your fucking head off, you're not going to be thinking about, what your mom said to you last night. You're going to be thinking, okay, watch out. Same thing in the gym. Once you're about to lift that heavy shit, you're not going to be thinking of anything. You're going to be in the flow state. So it will take care of your every loss is a win philosophy, and it will drill it into your mind, and it will also put you in a flow state. Right? It will put you in a flow state. It will take care of the meditative state. So it's a supplement to, remembering and putting the papers up on a wall, and it's also a supplement to meditating. What it also does is it removes the pit, that gut feeling, not a gut feeling, but there's a pit in your stomach where just something feels wrong, especially if you're in a state of despair. Let's say you just got broken up with, or let's say you just found out your girl has been like, okay, this is some weird shit to imagine, but let's say your girl got, like, you got a video, okay, sent to you, and it's just your girl getting a train ran on. Some weird shit, bro, but your soul is gonna flip inside out. Or let's say you just got news that somebody you love died. Your soul will turn inside out, bro. You know that pit feeling, that heavy chest feeling that makes you just want to throw up. Physical exercise gets rid of that. Think of one time you have ever been inside of a physically exercising moment and you had a gut feeling, like the pit feeling. You've never had that. They like are kryptonite to each other. You can never, they're mutually exclusive. You'll never be in the gym and have like a gut pit feeling of fear, of anxiety, of something. When I would get broken up with in the past, I'd just go to the gym, bro. I'd go to the gym, and yeah, it's like a temporary band-aid, but it works. If you keep on temporary band-aiding, eventually time will take its toll and you'll just forget about it. You'll grow. Whatever it is, you will grow. So the gym or combat sport, they both truly just heal and remove this pit feeling. I recommend boxing or whatever kind of combat sport you can get into during a state of despair. I did it, and I have, the skill. My combat skills are significantly better, and my life is changed, like literally changed forever. This is also a perfect time for you to start learning a money making skill, because chances are, if you're in a state of despair, good chances are you're broke, right? Good chances are you're broke. You don't have money. You don't have money to spend. Nobody really respects you, especially as a young man. You don't have money and you're fucking broke. So this is the perfect time to either start your own business, to learn a money making skill, whatever it is. And my program, Project 10K, completely outlines from step 1 to step infinity exactly what you need to do to get from $0 to $10,000 by 6 months, which is not a lot, but it's a start. Okay, you can't really call yourself broke anymore if you make 10K a month. The business model is doing exactly what I do, basically, which is grow an audience, an empire, and sell them a product. You can look into that. It's the first link in the description. Awesome testimonials. Project 10K has been doing amazing for my students. So you can look into that. That's if you're interested in it, okay? Not to just plug it out of the blue, but if you're interested in it and you want to have a money making skill and you're in this period of despair, I did the same thing, bro. I did Project 10K when I was in despair, and now look at this. Look at the empire, right? So first link in the description, look into it, brother. Remember that every loss is a win, bro, and that this whole video can be diluted down to one quote, one simple quote that you may hang up on your wall, and I think if you do, it will change your life. Wish not for a lighter load, but for a stronger back.